So previous class we discussed, up to now we discussed Cassandra introduction, Cassandra installation on both Windows and Linux, right? Windows and Linux. Okay. Today we are going to discuss SQL. SQL, Cassandra query language. Cassandra query language. We also discussed SQL SH, Cassandra query language cell. Cassandra query language cell. Okay. So SQL is similar to SQL. SQL is similar to SQL. SQL is similar to SQL. SQL is common for any RDBMS, right? SQL is common for any RDBMS. SQL is for Cassandra database, Cassandra DB. Okay. In RDBMS, for every project, we create separate database, right? We create separate database. So database is a collection of tables. Database is a collection of related tables. Same as in Cassandra. For every project, we create separate key space. So a key space is a collection of related tables. A key space is a collection of related tables. Okay. So for every project we create separate key space. So SQL queries are similar to SQL. Little terminology wise different. Almost SQL queries are similar to SQL. Yeah. So to start SQL, we use SQL SH. So we use command SQL SH. To start SQL cell, to start SQL cell, If it is Linux, we use this command. If it is Windows, you can open command prompt and type SQL sh. So open another command prompt and type SQL sh. So it will open SQL cell. Okay. So SQL cell understands SQL queries. So SQL cell is similar to SQL plus or SQL star plus of Oracle. So SQL plus or SQL star plus is used to connect and execute SQL queries for Oracle database. So similar way, SQL cell is available for Cassandra. Okay. So in SQL cell, we execute all SQL queries, Cassandra query language queries. So like there are some other tools, client tools for RDBMS. So we have SQL developer, Toad for Oracle. There are some other tools also. Workbench for MySQL, Workbench, SQL Yoke, some other tools also available. So same as you can find some other separate tools for Cassandra also. So there are some paid tools available in the market. You can find Cassandra client tools. DataStax also provides separate tool for client tools. So find what are the client tools are available for Cassandra, but uh, SQL available only installation location. So if you install Cassandra in Windows, you can find SQL cell. If you install Cassandra in Linux, you can find SQL cell. So we have SQL help command, SQL sh. You can -hyphen help. It will display all options. What are different options available for SQL cell? So these are different options are available. How to create a key space, how to create a table, how to create users, everything different options are available. You can find all options by typing SQL sh hyphen help. So by using SQL, you can find a Cassandra version and you can create different users. You can create users. You can set password to users. You can create key spaces. So there are multiple options are available. So some important options are finding version of your Cassandra. Next, creating users, setting password to your user, and creating key spaces. Yep, I said key space is like database in RDBMS. So key space is a collection of tables. For every project, we create separate key space. In key space, we store related tables. So these are different options are available. So if you want to create separate user, we use SQL sh -u username, and we can set password SQL sh -p password. So we have SQL is a combination of sub languages like SQL is combination of five sub languages. So we have DDL, data definition language, data definition language. Why we are comparing SQL and SQL means SQL follows same as SQL. So SQL also has these five sub languages. So DDL, DML, data manipulation language. Next one, DRL, data retrieval, data retrieval, data retrieval language. Next, TCL, transaction control language. TCL, data control language, right? The same way, SQL also has above. So first, data definition language. Data definition language. In data definition language, so before inserting data, first we define schema and we define tables, right? Table structure. So we have data definition language commands, creating key space. Use command is used to connect corresponding key space. If you want to modify key space, we use alter command. And if you want to drop key space, we use drop command. To create a table, we use create table command. To modify table structure, we use alter table command. To remove table, we use drop command. Truncate command and drop index. So these are different SQL data definition language commands. SQL data definition language commands. So these data definition language commands, before inserting data, we apply DDL commands. So these are related to key spaces, these are related to table, and these are related to index. So I said key space is a collection of tables, related tables. Collection of related tables. It is similar to database concept of MySQL. Schema concept of Oracle. For every project, we create separate key space. Yep, let's first understand what is key space. We created key space. In this key space, we created some tables. On table, we created some indexes. So here in in Cassandra, indexing creates indexing indexing is used to improve retrieval performance. So index is very important in Cassandra. So once we create a key space, once we create the tables, we insert the data, right? So data insertion and data updation comes under data manipulation language, DML. Data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. So in data manipulation language, we have insertion, deletion, update. So these are comes under data manipulation language commands. So these are different data manipulation language commands. So to insert the data, we use insert command. To update a data in table, we use update command. To remove records, we use delete command. And batch is another command which is used to execute multiple statements at a time. So instead of executing multiple statements one by one, we can create a batch. We can execute batch. So in a batch, we can execute multiple statements. Okay. So we have a key space, we have tables, and we inserted data. Once inserted data, then we apply retrieval, right? So DRL language, data retrieval language, data retrieval language. So once data is presented, once tables are presented, once data is inserted into tables, we apply different select queries to retrieve data. So those are called DRL language commands. So Cassandra has different SQL clauses. Simply we call it as data retrieval language commands. So select is a command to retrieve data from tables. This is not, batch is not a stored procedure. Yep. So we write like for batch, let me explain. So we want insert data into some table. Insert data into XYZ table. And parallelly, I want update some column in ABC table. Remove some, no, remove some columns or rows, remove some rows from some XX table. So instead of running these one by one query, yep, instead of running one query, we create batch. Yep, 3 queries executes at a time. So batch start, and batch end. So how many statements you put inside batch? These statements execute at a time. Earlier, what we did, we write insert query. First, we insert query, execute one time. Next, we execute update query. Next, we execute remove query. Instead of executing one by one, we are creating batch and we are executing batch. So let's first create a key space. Key space. In MySQL, I am explaining. So understand MySQL and Cassandra. So in MySQL, we create a database, database name MyDB, right? So create a database MyDB. So to create database, to list already existed databases, to list databases, we use show databases. So databases to to connect connect a particular database, we use command use mydb to connect or change. So let's observe how we do same thing in Cassandra. So let me elaborate this one. To retrieve or create or update tables. First we need to connect. First we need to connect particular database. Otherwise it will it will apply it will apply on default database. So the create queries or retrieval queries or update queries applies on default database. So if you not change, it will applies on default database. So that's why we change database. We want to create a table to XYZ organization. So we connect to XYZ organization database and we create tables or we insert data. So same thing we do in Cassandra. So to list of databases, we use describe key spaces. To list key spaces in Cassandra, we use describe key spaces like show databases in MySQL. To create key spaces in Cassandra, we use create key space and identifier with the properties. So here properties are very important. We have different properties. We'll discuss what are the different properties are available. Yep. Yeah. So main advantage is this is. So properties are very important in Cassandra. It uses default values. Default values. If you not use properties, or no, no. First, let's see what are the key spaces available in our SQL. Sorry, Cassandra. So let's describe key spaces. So these are predefined key spaces. System underscore schema, system underscore authentication, system, and system distributed, system traces. So batch 3 is created by me. So this is user defined key space and remaining are default key spaces. So describe key spaces displays list of key spaces presented in Cassandra database. So if you want to connect a particular key space, we use key space name batch 3. So coming to key space with the different properties. So here we have options. First one, class name, strategy class name. So we have different strategy classes. In Cassandra, we have different strategic classes. Let me show you some strategy classes in Cassandra. Strategy classes in Cassandra. So mainly we have simple strategy class and network topology class. Network topology classes, simple strategy and network topology. Simple strategy class and network topology strategy class. So what is the advantage of this network topology and simple strategy classes is, uh, assume we have a cluster. So we have a cluster with multiple racks. Multiple racks. So each rack and data center. So this is my data center 1 with rack 1 and rack 2. So data center 2 with 2 racks. 2 racks. So data center 3 with 2 racks. So each rack has multiple missions. Multiple missions. So like this we have multiple missions. Multiple missions in multiple racks. So this is my cluster. So we have 3 data centers. Data center 1. So data center 2 and data center 3. So data center is a location or geographical location. Data center is a geographical location. It is a collection of racks. It is a collection of racks. Example: Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, etc. Each location is one geographical location. So we have different data centers in different locations. Rack is a collection of missions. Rack is a collection of missions. So rack is a collection of missions. Cassandra supports unlimited storage, unlimited storage, and supports commodity hardware. Commodity hardware. Cassandra supports commodity hardware. It doesn't require specialized hardware. So if it is a commodity hardware, if it is a commodity hardware, commodity hardware, chances of failure is high. Chances of failure is high. So to resolve this one, so to resolve fault tolerance, we create we create multiple copies is called replication. So while creating key space, we specify how many replicas we want. So internally it maintains multiple copies in different data centers. It will not maintain all replicas in same data center, same rack. It will maintain replicas in different data centers. And coming to network strategy classes, see some key spaces are very important. And we have some data centers contain some specialized hardware. We can specify data center and racks information to create key spaces by using simple strategy and network strategy. Simple strategy uses default approach. By using network topology, we can specify data center and rack information. So to create a key space, we can specify data center and rack information by using network topology class. So some key spaces are very important key spaces. And we have some data centers with specialized hardware. So we can specify key spaces with data center information. So strategy classes are predefined Java classes. There is no limit in cluster. There is no limit. There is no cluster limit. Cluster limit in Cassandra. You can create n number of missions and you can take n number of data centers. Cassandra is highly fault tolerant. Cassandra is highly fault tolerant database. Size. Apache. Apache. DataStax is other vendor, third party vendor. Apache Cassandra is official one. So if you download also DataStax, internally Apache Cassandra will download. Yep. Here also in our mission, we downloaded Cassandra Apache. Sorry, we downloaded DataStax. In installation part, I shown right. This is DataStax. So if you observe, this is Apache Cassandra. Finally, you use any third party vendor. Background is Apache Cassandra only. Pardon? No, no, no. Only one advantage with other third party vendors, they create some user interface. But internal complete Apache. Apache. Yep. So they provide additional like if you can monitor Cassandra, they will provide monitoring engines, URLs. So additional features they provide on top of Cassandra. Okay. So Cassandra is tolerant, highly fault tolerant database because you can maintain multiple replicas. So if one replica is failed, we can access data from another replica. Internally, it creates replication factor automatically, same as Hadoop. Yep. So if one replica is failed, automatically it will recreate that replica in another machine. So because of this, we create multiple data centers, multiple racks. So first advantage, it works on normal hardware. It doesn't require specialized hardware like RDBMS. So let's first create one key space using simple command. Create a key space \3. So with replication, so class simple strategy, replication factor 3. Create a key space, any. In configuration, we can set default parameters. So I said one configuration file. I think you remember or not. Let's open this one. Let's open data stacks. Let's open Apache Cassandra. Here, let's open configuration. Let's open Cassandra YAML file. Here we can set the default properties. So whatever the default properties we set, it will read from default properties from this file. So if we specify through the command prompt, sorry, if we specify through command with this query, it will uses these properties. If you not specify any properties, if you use simply create a key space name, it uses all default properties from this file. So in this file, observe all the properties this file, you will get clear information. So here it shows default replication, block size, user information, authentication information. This is very important file. Okay, go through this file. It gives complete information. So it will read default values from this file, cassandra.yaml file. So all default properties presented in cassandra.yaml file. So let's create key space. One more important note is all predefined keywords are not case sensitive. So create keyspace, these are predefined keywords. All predefined keywords are not case sensitive. You can use lowercase and uppercase. So create keyspace, create keyspace batch 3 with replication equal to, then use class name, class simple strategy, simple strategy, and replication factor. So replication factor, you can specify how many replicas you want. Yep. So specifying 3 replicas is optional. Optional. Pardon. So this is a predefined class. This class internally creates replication factor and uses this hardware. So batch 3 is already existed. So let's create batch 4. So describe key spaces. So just now we created batch 4. So batch 4 is created. We'll discuss what is durable writes later. So durable writes default I'm putting false. This is optional. So once key space is connected, we can connect to key space by using key space name. Key space name. So to drop key space, we use command drop key space name batch 3. So let's drop key space name is batch 3. To connect to key space, to connect to key space, to connect or change key space, we use use batch 4. So before that, yep. So we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see how to create tables, how to create tables, and how to retrieve data. How to retrieve data. We'll see remaining Cassandra SQL queries.